Get in the fast lane with CBS Sportsline for a special cover story on Arie Luyendyk and full bios on every racer, plus scores, highlights, breaking news, and a full wrap-up at cbs.sportsline.com. Tony Stewart continues to lead over Buddy Lazier and Mark Dismore. Roberto Guerrero and Jimmy Kite, the top five. Scott Goodyear and Billy Boat on the lead lap.
Stewart's caught up to the back of Eddie Cheever right there in the red, white, and blue car, and Billy Boat in the white and blue car, you see, left of your screen. And sort of looks like it's made those guys work a little harder. They tried to hoof it up so they don't get a lap down here. You can just see, though, you don't hear much of a pitch change in Tony's motor. He seems to be one of the probably the only guys that can run around here almost flat out every lap.
And it's reflected in his lead, which now stands at 11 seconds over Buddy Lazier.
Tony likes to lead. He's very aggressive. He wants to lead every practice, all the time, every race. It's where he's most comfortable, and I think as long as he can just take care of his equipment, he's in good position.
Now, Arie Luyendyk made a stop on pit road just as we went to break, and he is slowing once again, coming down to the apron in turn number 3.
Interesting. I don't know quite why he's pitting once again, if he has a problem or what.
Indication is that he nearly lost it last time round in turn 4. So the Indy 500 champion having a tough go of it here in Charlotte. Let's go to Brian Hammond.
Arie Luyendyk in the pits. His problem is a throttle linkage problem. The crew goes to work toward the rear of the car. The reason he drove through the pits, he couldn't get the throttle to release. They said, go around, blip it, try to get it to release, come back, and we'll fix it. The car has been shut off. It's a serious problem for Arie Luyendyk. Now, as far as Tony Stewart is concerned in the front of the field, after he made his pit stop, they made a little wing adjustment on the front of the car, put a little more wing into it, and under full loads of a full fuel tank, he had a pretty good push. But now that the fuel is burning off, he's very happy with the car.
Thanks, Brian. Mechanics looking underneath the front and rear of Arie Luyendyk, and you saw him signaling the mechanic by that bending of his wrist with his hand flat that the car was really loose. Here is Kite, and what a drive he has had from 13th position up to 5th. Talk about a guy who suddenly has found a need for speed.
Yeah, he's doing a really great job. I guess that indication of running so strong in the last practice session really paid off here. He felt good. It's a good job he's done. He's been patient. You know, he hasn't rushed getting through traffic, and look where he is in 5th. Still a long ways to go in the race. More than enough time to, as long as he stays on the lead lap, I think he'll be in some really good shape.
Laughing, he said Charlotte's like a big Winchester, a big Salem, this home track in Indiana. You're looking back from Roberto Guerrero, who is 4th. Jimmy Kite in 5th. That's the next car back.
Good battle shaping up right here.
There they are. Front straightaway. Across the stripe and back toward turn 1. There's a lapper ahead, Gregoire. Kite had a look on the bottom and thought better of it as they entered turn 1. Battle for second place as well. Back up front, Tony Stewart, who continues to enjoy a lead of 15 seconds.
You see, he hardly has to turn the wheel much. Seems to be the car's really handling flawlessly right now for him. Look through here. You can hear the pitch to 3 and 4. He really keeps a lot of throttle going on. Doesn't have to turn the wheel too hard. The car seems to be working well for him.
Yeah, but that's no Sunday drive.
Well, you know, Tony seems like he's really gotten in the groove. And being able to run the car almost flat out the whole way around, it becomes quite relaxing. He gets settled in there, and he's doing seems like just being able to drive with ease at this point in time.
Folks, don't try this at home. This is at 200 miles per hour as he laps past Mike Groff. Tony Stewart has led all but one lap. Scott Goodyear led a lap when Stewart was on pit road.
Wow, right around the outside there. Good move. And wow, that was a strong move right there. He's just being able to, getting through traffic, I think, is one of just Tony's strengths. It really is. uses his aggression, and he really doesn't ever seem to get in any trouble.
You know, and it doesn't hurt that that's the easiest car to find in your mirror of all the cars here. That bright fluorescent paint job. Nobody's going to say, I didn't see him coming. Caution is out. First one of the day. Debris in turn number 2 brings out this first caution flag. It comes at lap 71.
Jimmy Kite had slowed down a little bit coming down the front straightaway. I'm not sure. And yes, he's ducking into the pit lane. It'll be interesting to see if that has something to do with him.
Tony Stewart leads the field around to caution as the IRL makes its first appearance under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway. After 74 laps, Tony Stewart has led all but one. Scott Goodyear led a lap. That accounts for the 2 lead changes. Average speed is just a tick off 200 miles per hour due to the 1 caution. And only 2 cars are off the track. In the garage area, Jack Miller and Greg Ray, both with mechanical problems. Lengthy pit stop for Ari Luyendyk and for Vincenzo Sospiri during this caution period. Scott, just about everybody came onto pit road, even though they had just been in about 25 laps prior.
I guess it was just enough where people were able to take advantage of this, put some new tires on the car, maybe make a subtle change. What's interesting, a couple guys snuck in the pits on the first lap, mainly Jimmy Kite, and you might see him move up. The next lap, Tony Stewart pitted, so I think Tony lost a couple track positions for doing so.
Tony is deep in the field. 6 cars on the lead lap as we go back to green. And Stewart is way in the back of the pack. Here he is, top of your screen, as they come through toward turn 1. We're back to green.
Buddy Lazier's the leader right now.
We'll see a long way back.
There's Tony Stewart. Got some work cut out for him. Has to go catch those guys. He's running 5th spot right now.
In the IRL, the cars on the lead lap do not move up to the front of the pack on restarts.
Wow.
So Stewart is way back there. Here he is. There's that yellow car.
He's chasing Jimmy Kite right now.
And they are both on the lead lap. Buddy Lazier is your new leader. Billy Boat in second.
Look
Mark
at this.
Dismore third.
Woo, there's some traffic. There they're moving. There's Jimmy Kite right to your outside of the right screen. You see there? Wow. Scott Goodyear slams the door on him a little bit. Whoa, boy, Stewart really slid up the bankment there. Here comes Jimmy Kite back on him. Good battle.
Jimmy Kite is having a blast for a fellow who never ran a super speedway before tonight. He must have an ear-to-ear grin.
He's doing well. He really is. To be able to run with Tony, he must feel good about his car and his chances right now.
There's your leader, Lazier. Last time by, 0.7 of a second ahead of Billy Boat.
This was a good break for Buddy. It really was. His car was handling pretty well. It seemed like traffic was catching up with him. He just couldn't catch Tony. But now that he's smooth sailing out front, you're going to, I think, see him pull away a little bit while Tony's still battling.
Race leader there is Buddy Lazier. We'll move back and pick up Billy Boat.
About a little over a second behind him right now, battling to get by Jim Guthrie.
While Lazier has to deal with Stefan Gregoire.
Boy, so you can just see how that hurt. But Billy Boat tried to go underneath Jim Guthrie. He shut the door on him, and probably Billy just lost another second, I imagine, to Buddy Lazier.
Now Boat is the blue and white car. He's got to think about Dismore because the second 2 cars in that pack are racing for second and third.
Momentum so critical around here, trying to keep the car wound up, trying to keep the speed, not letting the lap car slow you down.
There's Dismore trying to close up on Billy Boat.
3 of those guys are catching up to Stefan Gregoire. This is going to be a heck of a battle right here. Billy goes to the outside. Is he able to pull it off? Yes, he is.
Boy, Gregoire is a wide car, though, and he's taken up a lot of room.
Ooh, and I think Billy got underneath him. Now we'll be able to see just how fast Billy is. See if he can reel in Buddy Lazier, who's opened up almost a 3-second lead. Just getting stuck in this traffic for a couple laps can really cost you, as you can see that right now.
There's Davey Hamilton, right side of your screen. The red and white car on the bottom, also moving up. Dismore clears Gregoire, but Billy Boat's taken off. Again, due to the traffic. Giaffoni moving in, and he's having a good run. Got lapped early on. He and Hamilton are 1 lap down, so they're battling for position. That's Giaffoni, the multicolored car, underneath the French Racing Blue machine of Gregoire. Let's get an update from Mike King.
The word from the Team Menard pit is that Tony Stewart got a bad set of tires last time during that last stop. To add to those problems, this team has absolutely no pit communication at all with their driver. So Tony Stewart right now is on a bad set of tires. He's complaining of a vibration, and he has no way really to communicate with the team if it's getting worse or better. So we may see him very soon.
Stewart moving around Jim Guthrie, and he's got company. That's Jimmy Kite right with him.
Kite right on him. And boy, look at Jimmy just on the bottom of the racetrack. Tony's car, I think it's gone away a little bit. You can see his car just sliding up almost every lap in turn 4 there, and Kite gets underneath them. Kite's strong right now. Wow, but look, Tony keeps the hammer down on the outside, trying to make it happen.
I love it.
Wow, good racing. And look, and pulled it off. Boy, the momentum of just being on the outside, not binding the car up down on the inside, put Tony back out in front of Jimmy Kite. Stewart's last lap, 198.1 miles per hour, so his pace has slowed a bit from what it was early in this race. Fastest lap of the race, 211 miles an hour by Tony Stewart. You can just hear, doesn't hear like Tony's able to carry quite the same amount of throttle as he was earlier. Going into these corners from the in-car, you just hear him lifting a little bit.
The Kite staying right with Stewart. They are 4th and 5th. Kite in blue, Stewart in yellow and red. Kite's able to hang on to him, I tell you. I think if Jimmy can just keep this pace going, he's going to be forced to be reckoned with toward the end of the race here. Everyone in the pits at lap 74 and 75. That will likely make this a 5 pit stop race. We'll see how that plays out according to the caution flags. Kite is ready to make another run here. He's closed right up to about 2 car lengths. He really is. If he can just get a little bit closer and be able to use that draft, it seems like he just gets close enough where the turbulence off the back of Tony's car probably disrupts him, probably makes him have to lift out of the gas a little bit so that the front won't want to wander up the bankment. Stewart said the other day, if we're going to go through turns 3 and 4 side by side, he said, I want to be on the inside. Yeah, you don't want to with the bumps out there. It's tough to get on the outside. Yep, and look, Jimmy trying to show a little bit to the inside there, but Tony keeps it down. I think there's a lot of momentum. Tony seems to be able to carry that momentum through turns 1 and 2 and keep the speed up. Seems it's hard for guys to beat him out of turn 2. Ari Leyendijk done for the day. Those handling problems magnified themselves, and he's out of the race. 89 laps complete here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Buddy Lazier, the new leader. Billy Boat, Mark Dismore.